Hi everybody, this is Dorothy here. How y'all doing today? I hope y'all doing okay. Listen, I know y'all say I always got an issue, but this is an issue now because I gotta just have this thing taken care of with my friend Nellie. You know Nellie? Well, I'm gonna introduce you to Nellie. Nellie is a woman that's just rich as she can be. She lives in this big old house and she lives there all by herself, you know. She got like 30 rooms in that one little house that she's living in. And I tell you, she's been married about 5 different times, but every one of her husbands just suddenly just dies up on her and leaves her by herself. And she gets so lonely, she just be thinking of stuff to do and people to call and get on their nerve. But I'm telling you, I think her problem just goes back many generations. That kind of stuff is in her family, you know. They say it's a trickle-down syndrome. You know, it's just coming on down from one thing to the next, that family of hers. But anyway, this is a story that took place just yesterday. Last night, she's calling me 3 o'clock in the morning, y'all. She called me and wake me slap up. I was in a sound sleep. I was sleeping so good. I was dreaming I was on the island of Hawaii. I was just dancing around in the sand and feeling so good. Oh, the sun was so warm and so good. And I was looking at the dolphins in the sea and the fish and all that. Then all of a sudden I got a shock of the phone ring at 3 o'clock in the morning. And when it rang, it was Nellie. I said, hello, this is Dorothy. What you calling a decent woman this time of night for? I was sound asleep. What's the problem with you? Nellie says she keep hearing voices in her sleep. I said, Nellie, if you was asleep, how's you hearing voices? She said, I do hear them, Dorothy. I hear them. Can't nobody tell me I don't hear them. I said, well, Nellie, what is the voices saying to you at 3 o'clock in the morning? She said, the voices are saying to me, turn the heat on. It's cold in here. Turn the heat on. It's cold in here. I said, Nellie, is that all you is saying to you? She said, yes, Dorothy, that's all it's just about saying to me. And then I wake slap up, and then I'm nervous and looking around. I said, you don't see nothing? She said, I don't see nobody. I don't see nothing. I don't even hear the voices once I'm waking slap up. I said, well, Nellie, look, just go back in there and try to go back to sleep. Ain't nobody in your house. I say, now look, go in there and lay down and put your head down on that sweet pillow you got and try to get some sleep, because Dorothy is tired, you hear? You can't be waking Dorothy up at 3 o'clock in the morning and talking about you had a dream. So she said, well, Dorothy, look, I'm going to try it one more time, but if it comes back again, I'll be calling you again. I said, well, good, Nellie, because I know it ain't going to come back to you, okay? Go to sleep, sweetheart. I'll be darn reckon that if it wasn't 10 minutes later, the phone is ringing again, and it's Nellie on the other end. She's a saying, Dorothy, look, it's saying it to me again. Oh, turn some heat on. It's cold in here. Turn some heat on. It's cold in here. So I said, Nellie, look here. This is what you got to do. You're going to have to call 911, because I'm not the police, you know. But you're going to have to call them and tell them you hear some noises in your house. And they send somebody over there to check it out for you, you know. They come and they look at everything to make sure it's all right. So if it happens to you again, please call them, because I'm not the police. So she said she went to sleep, and a few minutes later she hears the voices again telling her it's cold in here. Turn some heat on. So she said, okay, this is it. I'm about to call 911 on you. So she calls 911. And 911 says, ma'am, what is the problem with it? She said, well, I can hear the voice just as plain when I go to sleep. And it said to me, turn the heat on. It's cold in here. Turn the heat on. It's cold in here. And so the operator says to her, ma'am, is there anybody in the house besides you? And she said, no, Miss Operator, ain't nobody in here but me. I lives all alone. So the operator says, ma'am, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send an officer over to your house, and he's going to ring the doorbell, and he's going to identify himself as the police. So I want you to open the door and let him come in. He's going to be a safety for you. He's going to check your house out. Make sure nobody's in there but you. And she said, okay, ma'am, I'll be waiting on you. So when the police get there, sure enough, he rings the bell for her. She opens up the door, and he said, ma'am, what is the problem? Is there somebody trying to get in your house? And she says, sir, yes, sir. I'm Nellie, and somebody keep talking to me in my sleep and wakes me up saying, ma'am, it's cold in here. Turn some heat on. It's cold in here. And the officer looks at Nellie. He looks around, walks around the house, and he said, ma'am, turn some heat on. It's cold in here. It is cold in your house. Do you not know that it's 20 degrees outside and the snow's about to be falling down? Do you know it's really cold outside, so you need to turn some heat on? And she said, well, I didn't know I was so cold because I got on these here long johns and all this stuff, blanket on top of me, so I didn't think I was cold. So that's maybe what I've been hearing that says to me to turn the heat on. It's cold. It really is cold now that you says it, officer. It is cold up in here. So what? I'm going to turn the heat on because it's really cold up in here. Now that I think about it, I even called my friend out there and woke her up. So I'm going to have to apologize to her thinking that some ghost was in my house. He said, ma'am, there's no ghost in here. It's just cold in here. So you need to turn the heat on, and once the heat get on, you'll warm up, and the blood begin to circulate through your body, because you're about pale as a ghost, you know. You sitting around in here with all this big house, and you won't turn no heat on? When she says to the officer, you know, those gas bills is pretty high there, so I can't be spending no money on no extra gas, you know. But he said, ma'am, if you don't turn the heat on in here, you ain't going to have to worry about no spending no gas money because you won't be here to enjoy your money. So you best to go on and turn some heat on. And you know, she turned the heat on. She got better. And she went on to sleep. And the next day, she called me again and said, Dorothy, you know, I thank you for waking up and talking to me in the middle of the night. Because I just did not realize how cold it was in this house. And the man said it was about 30 degrees in my house, you know. And I didn't even have the heat on. So I told her, I said, Nellie, you got to learn to spend some of that money. You just can't gonna take that money with you. You got to keep yourself together now. You got to keep warm in the middle of all this winter. It's too cold not to have no heat on. So I believe to you, Nellie, I just want to say this, that the Lord has strange ways of talking to us. And you know, he'd be trying to spare us the troubles of tomorrow. So while you just not turning the heat on, I don't know, but the Lord knows you needed to have turned that heat on. So he sent a dream to you. He sent it like a revelation in your dream to tell you to wake up and turn some heat on so you wouldn't freeze in your sleep and be dead, you know. I would hate to have come to your house and they tell me that you's a dead because you wouldn't turn the heat on. So next time you hear a voice, Nellie, follow that voice and put that heat on. Don't let that voice just be in vain, because the Lord is trying to talk to you. Trying to tell you, Nellie, you got to take care of yourself. because money's no good if you can't use it. Use it to take care of yourself. Listen to the Lord now. That goes for you too. Y'all have a good day and turn some hate on.